So let's put our thrall onto attack nothing. I'm going to put a steel truncheon on her. When the music kicks in. So nice. This is not a bad spot to get a taskmaster early game, because there's only 3 people here. You got to try not to aggro those people. Yeah, they won't aggro as long as you stay here. So everywhere else, I would say it's kind of tougher. You know, if you go to the prison, there's always like 2 taskmasters that spawn there. And I give you my Man to the Dead guide on YouTube. Shows you where to get. Oh, she's still on attack, I think. Shows you where to get a guaranteed spawn of a named taskmaster every time. But it's a tough knockout because there's some difficult enemies there. So yeah, watch the guide. Dum dum da 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 dum dum da 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 dum. Excuse me, sir. She's only stunning them because she just has a truncheon, but this is generally how I operate in NPC camps. It's just nice to have somebody else tank a bit of damage, stun, and you know, just be a distracto person. And so, let us begin our tour of Sepermeru. Hello, guard. Good to see you. This place is a passive place until you start attacking people. This is kind of nice. It feels kind of dark. Is it morning? But yeah, I would usually do a tour of this place, like at least once a day on a server, just because it's a good place to check. So there's always a carpenter here. I think that's always a carpenter. This is like a random thing. I think any kind of craftsperson can spawn here. Good place to get anything. But the thing is, because it shares a spawn with so many different types of crafters and different levels, then, you know, it's like a low chance. But it's a good place to come and just walk through. You can kill, if it's a quiet server or it's nighttime and you want somebody to spawn in, you just kill everybody and, you know, check the respawns. These are like, I think these are random spawns you can get. I've got all sorts of things from these places. There's 2 little spawn points. There's always 3 alchemists there. That is a very difficult place to knock out an alchemist. You can get a named alchemist here, obviously. You can get a tier 3 alchemist here, which is great, except you will trigger so many people in the fight. Yeah, those people over there will come over. Everybody here will come and attack you. These people, and these 3 people have daggers who are horrible to knock out. So, not my favourite place to get an alchemist. If you want a named alchemist, my favourite place to get one is the summoning place in next to Sinkhole. This is the centre of the map. There's an obelisk around here. There's a witch doctor that spawns at the very back of the summoning place by the Yogg pit. You can also get a Yogg archpiece there too. So, you know, if you're late game and you can kill everybody here, you're pretty tanky, you've got a good thrall, then, you know, do whatever you want. You can knock these people out. But yeah, early game, just not the best place to get an alchemist. There's always a dancer there, always 2 fighters here. There's sometimes, there's always a taskmaster there. This is, again, a random spawn, so this could be a bunch of different people, I believe. There's always a couple of people roaming around. They could be quite good first thralls if you want a fighter. These, like, roaming people, like there and there. If you can get them by themselves, especially that one who's, like, roaming along here. Like, even if it's a tier 2 fighter or something, if you can knock them out and try not to aggro many more or too many more people, then that's a good first thrall, basically. Put some armour on them and then they can help you knock out a better thrall, and then you can kind of keep upgrading. There's usually a smelter here. Yep, there's always a smelter here. So you get a named smelter there. And I think that's always a tanner. But yeah, again, in an area where lots of people will be aggroed. So, you know, it's a good place to get people later on. But very early in the game, especially if you're by yourself, it's tricky. Yeah. Some of these roaming spawns, they can be any person, like any crafter at all. I think this cook can be a bunch of different people. There's always a couple of scouts or guards or lookouts in these places. Really good place to get a fighter. The only person you're going to draw aggro from is this guy over here if you attack this guy. So this is a really good spot to get like an early tier 2 or tier 3 fighter. Or even an archer is fine too. So yeah, onwards on the tour. Always a crafter here. It's random what it is. Yep, you'll aggro... So you won't aggro those people over there if you attack this person. Obviously, if there's a roaming person that we just saw who comes over, then, yeah, they'll aggro. But this is a good place to get a crafter. It can be any crafter, I think. I don't think it'll ever be a fighter. So, yeah, good place to knock somebody out. These solo people, it's so much like it. I mean, you know, if you've been playing this game for a little while now, it's like night and day. Trying to knock out one person versus like one person in a bunch of others. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Okay, let us continue on our tour. This is the market. I have shown you around here before, but we're going to do like... I'm going to cut this out and put it on YouTube's probably. I generally don't buy much from the market here. And they're not particularly useful, but there's a couple that have some interesting things. One of them sells mystery meat soup. It's Hannah the Broker. Now that used to buff survival. What does it buff now? Health. 60 health. Okay. So I would recommend, yeah, 1 silver coin to get 60 health. I would either... You can craft mystery meat soup or you can buy them from here. So if you have a bunch of silver, there's a silver mine over there. There'll be a video on YouTube about that. But it's not far away. You can mine a bunch of silver and turn it in for that. That's really good. And there's someone else who also sells glass flasks for silver coins. If you find that you're making a lot of herbal tea, purified water, aloe soup, what else, chat? Dyes, potions, anything, then you might run out of glass flasks, and it's a good use for your silver coins, basically. Everybody else, I don't really bother with. Elephant hide for 5 gold coins. Honeyed wine for silver coin. I mean, this is a thrallable priest. Bear pelt there? Not very. Spiced pork. Yeah, spiced pork. That should keep you warm. I never really bother with it. 10 feathers for silver coins. I mean, or I don't know. Not particularly helpful. This is always a dancer. This is always a random crafts person. Here's the jail. There's always 2 taskmaster spawns in here. But it is a difficult place to knock someone out. For a while, when you knocked people out, their torpor bar that they have at the top of their health bar, then that torpidity would not change if you like ran out of... So if you climbed, you used to be able to climb, and they would forget about you, and you could go back in and hit them again, and their torpidity wouldn't would still have been taken down by you knocking them out. They've fixed that now, so yeah. I would say like later on in the game when you kind of have a good thrall, you're in good armor, you have good weapons and stuff, then you can knock out these people here. But there's 2 of them, yeah. You can get a named person. If you're looking for a female named taskmaster, I think the only 2 places I've found female named taskmasters are in the volcano and here, basically. I think there's like 2 females. Oh, there's a small group sitting down in the corner I found named in that group often. Yeah, I think I passed there. I think that's what you mean. You mean like where the smelter and the tanner is? Okay, so we're kind of looking for somebody useful. If we see someone, we're going to knock them out. I think this person roams... Do they roam all the way out there? If they do, then that's a good person to knock out early game. Is this always an armourer? I don't think it's always an armourer. I think this is a random spawn, which means it shares its spawn with lots of people. This is always archers. I never really knock these people out. They're just kind of guards to be like wary of, really. And I did say, like, in I think the first episode or the first VOD from this series, that was just a full VOD, one of my favourite places to have a base, because people ask me, is right over here. you can actually build in all of this desert. But if you build exactly here, you will get, or you should get, human-only purges. So if you want to get, you'll have your best chance of getting named craft people, relic hunters, things like that, fighters, then this is a good place right here. You also have a great view of the city. If you build over there, really past this point, you can get bug purges as well, like locusts and stuff that come from over there. But yeah, this bit here is good. It isn't very flat. It's good to have a tower, especially if you're playing solo. A tower is really good. But you can build all the way back to the green wall, which is just behind us. So there you go. It's kind of a top tip. Is there a known fixed spawn location for a tier 4 sorcerer? That's a good question. I don't know that, Orlan. I haven't got a named tier 4 sorcerer yet. I think Kaya on Fire has a YouTube video about it though. If you have a look on her channel, I think she did a video. Let me sip some coffee. So there are these tier 3 armorer spawn points, which I noticed there was supposed to be one over there at the edge of that rock. So over the sand and over there. There was a tier 3 armor that always spawned there with a couple of guards. And there should be one here too. But I noticed that they were missing. And if this isn't here too, then they've just gotten rid of those spawns. I did see a comment on the YouTube channel that they seem to be inconsistent now. Oh my goodness. So bizarre. I don't know why they've done that. But always there used to be a tier 3 armorer, guaranteed spawn, and a couple of like relic hunter fighters. Tier 3, mixture of tier 3s and tier 2s here. I don't know why they've gotten rid of them. I wonder if they're going to put something up here. Because you can't build up here. This would be such a nice place for a base if you could build. I bet on single player, if you made it so that you could build anywhere, I bet you could probably build up here. They can spawn outside Sepermeru, close to the High Priest. In multiplayer, they still spawn there. At least on your server, they do. Ah, okay. They can spawn... when you say they, are you talking about the sorcerer, or are you talking about the tier 3 people? I've found 2 in Darfari camps by New River from Reddit. Oh, you mean the sorcerer? Rock Nose, do you buy that? I think you get that from the den. Yes, there's sorcerers. Okay. Yeah, I think one of the vendors at the den sells the Rock Nose. Somebody will confirm. I've never actually bought one, I don't think. I've played with people who did. This is a guaranteed spawn of bearer. So you can get, if you want a named bearer and you're like here. It's not the best place to get bearer because... Why are you not attacking me? Squirrel. I'm not in creative. I'm not in God. Hello? Interesting. I just killed someone over there. Hello? Okay. There's always an alchemist here, but they are guarded by these turd wallets over here. They're very scary. Especially the pokey people. Like, not end game or anything. Yeah, hello Micah. Yeah, they're pretty tough. If in doubt though, you can just kind of you can just climb something. You have to make sure you get ahead of them though, otherwise they can poke you and stop you from climbing. You can climb and lose aggro. Oh, except my freaking horse is there. Okay, well at least I can do that and get away. Come on, friendos. This is my favourite place to get a cook, a named cook, if you want to get one of those. To speed up your crafting and whatnot. Over there on the island, lone fisherman spawns there. If you're running past, you can tell that they've spawned because they'll be wearing light, like, you know, the light armour that you can craft early game. Just like zooming in, you'll be able to tell. But that person's just wearing like rags. These are 2 random spawns. They could be any crafters, basically. But a nice, like, nice place to thrall somebody, actually. Only... Okay, that guy followed us from ages. But generally speaking, only these two people will get aggroed if you try and knock them out here. So it's not a bad place to knock out craftspeople. Look at that guy running back home. Something weird is going on, honestly. I feel like the thralls are behaving weirdly. But yeah, this is like the perfect place to get a cook. They, you know, dagger people are pretty tough. But you know, one of your first crafters you could get is a lone fisherman here. Sometimes they will, like, end up in the textures of this freaking teepee. So just be aware of that. If you knock them out, or I don't know, sometimes they'll just be in there while you're in the middle of knocking them out, which is problematic. And this is also the spot where when you go to, what's it called? The Midnight Grove. This is actually where you teleport to when you leave that place. This exact spot. We're going to go into the wine cellar and kill Seth, see if we can get a truncheon. It's kind of what I do on my general route. Okay, climb, lady. Oh. They also said they don't give you more than a tier 3. Oh, okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I normally kill this turd wallet over here. Hello, sir. Have you been drinking again? I've come to steal your truncheon. Hope you don't mind. You can kill him very early on with iron poniards. You know, just by not getting hit. He hits like a freaking truck, though. So if you're going to do that and you're an inexperienced, maybe put a bedroll down nearby. And I would say if you have a crappy thrall with crappy armour or no armour, leave them outside because you'll probably kill them. But yeah, he drops a legendary truncheon. Looks like this, but it says Seth's truncheon on it. It causes headaches and stuff, but it is the best, as far as I know, still the best torpidity weapon in the game. We're going to do a full like tour of the wine cellar, so we're not going to do that now because it's a dungeon. But it's a good one. Okay, next on the tour, let's do these other NPCs over here. This is Conan's bar, by the way. I should show you. This is a good place to lose corruption early on in the game, because these dancers here will actually clear your corruption for you and help you to regenerate. It's also, they always spawn as tier 3s, so there'll be a mixture. So if you want tier 3 dancers to put in armour and bring around with you to kind of clear your corruption if you're going around in a group, and you want one of you to have a dancer and you haven't got a named one yet, these are like a good bet, I suppose, in terms of like health and damage. But you really just want them for the corruption cleansing. These are random spawns of any crafter that you can get from Sepermeru. Always priests here, always 2 priests here. Set priests always, and this is always 3 set priests. Good. This is the best place to get a set archpriest. They spawn very regularly. Set archpriests are the easiest archpriests to get in the game. You get like various different sort of subsections of them or whatever, professions or whatever. But yeah, this is perfect. They do a lot of damage. It's quite hard to kill them because they do have knives early game. But you know, once you get to the point where you really want an archpriest, it's a good spot. This is always an alchemist over here. Always, always, always. And there's always a dancer over here. Always, always, always a dancer. There's sorcerers over here. Now in the game. But, oh, do you know what? I was about to say, wouldn't it be good if we got a named one? Chat, we found a named one. We're going to have to get on that. I think these people here are still peaceful until provoked. So let me give Delincia... Right, she got a truncheon. Are we ready for this, boys and girls? Let's get our bindings ready. Actually, let me get my hammer ready because we're going to just plop down a wheel once we get this person knocked out. I can't run out of render range in single player, otherwise they just despawn. Right, let's do it. Get that one. Delincia, that one. Sick. Sick. Get him. Get him. Ready, and go. They're all a bit slow, aren't they? What is going on? Can I try and kill these people back here? Wait, am I trunching out? I'm gonna try and kill anybody that's not in the way. There we go. If anybody's safely out the way. And then I'm gonna get behind this person and try and knock him out. Wow, that's a nice amount of torpidity damage. Nice. Sleepy times. Right, now we can kill everybody else. Bum, bum, ba, da, da, dum. This is why I'm happy I have plenty of stamina. You really need stamina to knock out thralls in this game. You know? You're gonna survive. This is why I love axes. It's cleaving through groups of people. So good. Sorry we left you alive. Apologise. Nice. Excellent. Well, that freaking worked out nicely. There you go. Honestly, Sepermeru is like my favourite place to get thralls of crafters. Let's place a wheel over here. I don't think we placed one already. We may... Yes, we did. We did already. Well done us. So we got a wheel here we can just plop this guy into. And I have insta-taming on. Do I have any meat on me? I don't really want to use that. Oops. There we go. Insta-tame. Nice. I don't know what benefits you get from named sorcerers. So that's kind of exciting. But yeah, I very frequently will just find some random, like, amazing thrall. Very helpful for asking people a question. They are. Can I ask you? I want to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? That's the spot where I found the guy twice. I see. Well, that's good because none of these people... Oh, Dylancy's just on attack everybody. Oh, she just likes to murder. What can I say? Let me just help you out of here. It's a good idea to have a wheel next to, like, nearby NPC camps generally, you know? So you'd have to drag them all home. Sorry about that, friends. So somebody commented on one of my YouTube videos, I'm going to say this a lot, so I apologise if it annoys you, that I hadn't mentioned chests. There are. One of the fantastic things about Sepermeru is early on in the game, up on these roofs, I have actually mentioned it, but it was a long time ago. There's loads of chests dotted around this place. You can get so much thick leather and steel. You can get like a hardened steel pick. You can get this Relic Hunter armour, which gives you carry capacity. So like right at the very beginning of the game, you might want to come here and just go around the rooftops, looting these chests. There's a Firespark 81 has a guide on it, exactly where they all are. It's very good. I suggest you watch it. And yeah, you can basically just equip this as you find them. Platypus, thank you for the follow. You can just equip these basically, and you know, as you collect these, you can increase your carry capacity. You'll level up when you find stuff. You'll get, you know, points for finding like random bits and bobs. And then if you get a hardened steel pick, you can go into the unnamed city. It will be damaged, by the way, when you get it. You go into the unnamed city and look for chests in there. There are some chests that give you free legendary weapon repair kits. You can use that to repair your pick, and you can use that early game to kind of make yourself like a house and things so that you're not quite such a scrub at the beginning with a stone pick. It's kind of a bit of a pain in the butt. But yeah, so much like thick leather. Obviously, when you have a thrall who can come with you as well, I suggest you put them on attack nothing for it. Otherwise, they'll just be, you know, getting into scrapes. You can then load stuff onto them, or a horse, or whatever. But yeah, that's a really good way to jumpstart your early game. And they're dotted around all over the place on the rooftops. So yeah, I just wanted to address that. Okay, so there's always 2 blacksmiths here. It's a good place to get a blacksmith. This is always an armourer. Always, always, always. You can get a named archer here if you really wanted one. I don't know where you would care. Maybe just for like RP decoration, stuff like that. What else? What else can I tell you? Oh yeah, I should show you down here too. I'll show you where we are right now. Just right here. 7B. Okay. There's always 2 blacksmiths here. Good place to get a named blacksmith. Always 2 carpenters here. Always, always, always. This is always a dancer. There's always a cook here. These are always fighters. And so a bit of a pain in the butt. If you get into trouble, you can just run into the water. Or go to that island over there and you'll lose aggro. That's the best thing, because then your thrall will follow you. Whereas if you just climb here, your thrall will just stand and fight. If you have a thrall with you. I need a tanner on my server. I've learned so much from these streams. I repurchased the game a couple of days ago and enjoying it so much more this time around. That makes me so happy, Arcadian. Thank you so much for that comment. That's very sweet of you. Dragon Champion, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. I have my base here on our server. It's actually working out really nicely because there's always a couple of like low-level guards here, if you want to call them guards, just archers there and there. So I just knock them out constantly and take them up and put them in the sacrificial thingamajob, which is kind of cool. But that's like I would say that's the main areas of Sepermeru.